You're not actually miserable, you're just too busy living life for everyone but yourself. So here's how to stop caring about what others think and actually start thriving. Hi, my name is Lydie, I'm a UK doctor, and on this channel, my best friend Hazal and I share insights on all things self-development, productivity, and adulthood. For years, I let other people's opinions quietly dictate my choices. From what I pursued, how I showed up, and whether I actually went for something I wanted or not. Until I realized that the only person living with the consequences of the choices I would make was myself. So today, I'm going to be breaking down how to free yourself from external validation, move boldly, and finally start to thrive unapologetically. Not everyone will get it, and that's okay. One of the biggest shifts in my journey of self-actualizing and maximizing my potential in different areas of life was understanding that not everyone is going to get the vision, and that's okay. Not everyone will support you, and some people will actually go out of their way to actively discourage you. But that has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. I remember 5 years ago when I first started uni, I first started medical school, I was so anxious. I was unsure of myself and my identity. I felt out of place, second guessing every single decision. I just remember really badly wanting to be liked and wanting to fit in. But here's the thing, shrinking yourself for others or for a given environment doesn't make you more accepted. If anything, it makes you more invisible and out of touch with who you really are and how you ought to show up authentically. Fast forward a few years later, you come to understand that by embracing who you are, your interests, your likes, your passions, your pursuits, it actually attracts like-minded people who see you for who you are, allow you to show up as you are, and love you as you are as well. That fitting in that you're searching for won't happen in the wrong environment. If you continue to walk the path set out for you, staying authentic to who you truly are, you naturally start to attract environments that honor your uniqueness. But to get here, you have to let go of the idea that validation is required for success. Your dreams don't always need to be validated. Your interests don't always need to be validated. Your passions, your pursuits, who you choose to be, it doesn't always have to be validated. But if you feel within yourself that that's the path you need to take in order to live life in all of its fullness, then it's so worth it in the end. It's uncomfortable at first, but the validation you're seeking is not worth sacrificing a future of happiness. In addition to this, I think it's so important to go where you are wanted. If certain spaces make you feel like your ambition is too much or that you are too weird for XYZ reason, find new spaces that do honor that. You don't need to convince people to respect your goals. The right people will. But of course, there are nuances to this because there are times where you can't exactly, change schools or leave your workplace, right? So even though there are some things that are within your power that you can dictate, like the spaces you access outside of your 9 to 5 or outside of your uni commitment, sometimes you are required to be in an environment that may not be the most conducive to your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. And I think that when you find yourself in these situations and you're like, okay, there's only so much I can control, what you can control is who has access to those goals, those dreams, and those ambitions of yours. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your energy is just way too valuable to waste on proving yourself to people who in the long run don't really want to understand. And not giving access to people who maybe ridicule your pursuits or make you feel small constantly may look different based on the scenario. It could look like distancing yourself from said people. It could look like not going into those conversations or those topics too much with them. It could look like physically removing yourself from those spaces if those conversations come up and you don't really feel comfortable getting into it. The thing about finding spaces and community that pour into you is that it doesn't necessarily have to be in every setting you are in. You may not find that community in your place of work, but perhaps you find it in your running club. You may not find it in your running club, but perhaps you're part of a creative community that meets up on a Saturday where you do get to feel seen. You don't need everyone to believe in you, you just need the right people. So find people who get it. And when it's time to reap the rewards, I promise you it's the same people that were doubting you that will be first in line watching. The reality is some people will actually only support you when it's most convenient to them. When you start elevating, you'll start to see who was really there for you and who was only around when you were small enough to make them feel comfortable. Point 2, people will talk anyways, so just do it regardless. Whether you do something or you do nothing, people are gonna have an opinion regardless. So if there is one thing you're gonna do, why not do the thing that actually fulfills you. When Hazal and I first started creating content a few years ago, I remember some of our course mates would go out of their way to tease us, ridicule us. Someone even once asked us, like,
how's that little YouTube thing going?
Imagine if in 2019 we had let their petty opinions stop us. We never would have built a thriving brand. We never would have diversified our income streams that has allowed us to get on the property ladder in our early 20s, travel the world, and all of these other crazy opportunities we're so blessed to have. And yet it's the same people who once mocked the process that are now appearing during the progress to give you the flowers they weren't willing to give you beforehand. People's opinions won't build your career, pay your bills, or even allow you to fulfill your purpose. Your actions will. You simply need to pick your battle. If you're someone that's actively pursuing your goals, there will be resistance. It's not something that you can bypass. And depending on the size of your goals, it will be hard. You'll navigate uncertainty, face setbacks, and sometimes even be misunderstood. But do you know what else is hard? Waking up one day and realizing that you played it too safe. You settled too much and never truly went for what you wanted because of people's opinions. I always say that I'd rather live with the discontentment of failure after I have tried and it didn't work out than live overburdened with what ifs because I'm now regretting my decision as I never actually knew how it would have turned out since I didn't give it a go. Let's talk about why you actually care so much about what others think, because sometimes the issue isn't them, it's you. Number one, you are conditioned for approval. From school to media to social settings, we have been taught, whether directly or indirectly, that our worth is tied to external validation. Get good grades, get praise. Be well behaved, get approval. Fit in socially, feel accepted. And the dopamine hit that comes with validation, it does make you crave more of it. So naturally, when people disapprove of what we're doing, it can make you feel as though you're doing something wrong. But acceptance at the cost of authenticity is a trap. If your whole identity is built on keeping others happy, you'll never fully step into who you're supposed to be. And if anything, it will get pretty draining after some time. The people who actually change their lives, actually go for what they want, actually live out their dreams, they stop playing for approval and they start playing for results. Point two about why you care so much about their opinion to the point where you're sacrificing your future is that you're letting people with no vision speak into your life. Ask yourself, would you take business advice from someone who's never run one? Would you take fitness advice from someone who never works out? Then why are you letting people with no vision define yours? There's a balance to this because it's not about shutting out everyone. There are people who may not be walking the same path as you, but still have wisdom, experience, and genuine good intentions for you. But you need to be able to learn to discern the difference between these people and those who are just looking to bring you down and perhaps don't emulate the type of ambition, resilience, and determination that you are seeking to pour into your own life. Not everyone's opinion deserves weight, but not every critique is a hater. The key is knowing who to listen to and when, and this is something that you fine-tune as you progress through life. At the end of the day, if they're not invested in your growth, their opinion is just background noise. And the third reason why you may care a bit too much is that you have placed their validation on a pedestal. There's a huge difference between valuing wise counsel and needing external validation to function. Some opinions do matter, especially if they're from family, mentors, and people who have guided you to where you are today. But the problem comes when you can't move without their approval, you hold their validation above your own intuition, and their expectations become more important than your own aspiration. What happens when your dreams and their vision for you doesn't align anymore? How do you navigate disappointing loved ones? Because whether you like it or not, you won't always be able to please everyone around you with the choices you make about your life. And how I have tackled this in the past is to acknowledge their intent, but own your own path. Most parents, teachers, or mentors do want what's best for you, but sometimes their version of best is limited by their own life experiences. Their concern doesn't mean you're wrong, they just don't see the vision yet. And some phrases that can help you navigate this sticky situation is, I get why you feel that way, but this is something I truly believe in. Or, I respect your advice, but I need to see where this path takes me. You don't have to fight them most of the time, but stand firm, extend grace, and this is something that you will hopefully be able to navigate. It's all about balancing respect with boundaries. You can love someone and still choose your own direction. You can take their advice on board without allowing it to dictate your every move or every single life decision you make. It's one thing to say, just stop caring, but how do you actually do it? Well, here are 4 mindset shifts that will change everything. Number 1 is to develop audacity. You need to have the audacity to go after what you want. Not when it's convenient, not when everyone's clapping for you, but even if it's uncomfortable. Ask yourself, do I want to live my life based on my vision or on the limitations of others? If you stay in the same bubble of opinions, you will start to believe them. So expand your world. Surround yourself with people who think bigger. Step out of your comfort zone and try to explore a new environment, a new country, a new experience. You need to go beyond the things currently shaping your thoughts to be limited and negative. Number 3 is to reframe the fear of judgment. We overestimate how much people actually care about what we're doing. Most of them are probably too busy being occupied with the demands of life. We're just trying to survive out here. And number 4 is to bet on yourself. The best way to shut down doubt is success, so prove yourself wrong. Every time you push past fear and take action, you prove to yourself that you are indeed capable. And you start to build up a bank of evidence for the next time you're feeling a bit doubtful or unsure of what you can and can't do. I am a huge believer that the more proof you collect of your capabilities, your competence, how amazing you are, the easier it gets. The first time you put yourself out there, scary. The second time, less scary. The 10th time is just what you do at this point. Confidence isn't waiting for the fear to go away, it's doing it anyways until it no longer feels like a big deal. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other videos on all things self-development. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be sure to see you in a new video next time. Bye!